I think that I'm the most scared of any of the tasteds we've done just because of the lore and legend that I've seen on the computer world about these specific items.
I'm actually going to close the puter.
It's intimidating to me because we're sitting in a room not close to bathroom.
Yeah. Well, and
what if it's one of those like
straight off the shelf product?
A straight off the shelf product. And also Sean Evans.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out.
Yeah.
You've been one of the coolest interview hosts I've ever watched as far as being informative, being entertaining. Like
any deep dives. Like he's got good questions.
Like if it's you doing the research, like who the fuck are you and congratulations. Also, if it's not you, you got a real great team and props to them. And your delivery is spot on. So you're Hot Ones. It is a challenge show that is basically an interview show with whoever is being interviewed. There's countless people on it at this point, and I think it's a rite of passage in Hollywood now to be able to be on Hot Ones and engage in an interview with Sean Evans while suffering through this miserable heat. Because I know that he always hits them with one that is not flavor whatsoever. Like Da Bomb. Like it
is one of the most horrible tasting ones ever.
It is the worst.
It's
bitter.
Like you licked a stove eye.
Oh my god, it's stupid. Like, and it's a pain. All it is like a pain.
And it's
sauce,
thick, like barbecue sauce, yet also chunky.
So if they power through that and they get through the gross, and then they get rewarded with hotter flavors that have more spices and things added to them.
Flavor.
What are the flavors of these chips that you have to offer us today from the Sean Evans Hot Ones?
There are 3. They're Rojo Los Calientes.
All right.
Then we got the Verde Los Calientes. And then the one I'm most excited about is Barbacoa Los Calientes. So I've picked out, we're going to do the Barbacoa last because I think that's going to be the best.
That's the one you're most excited about.
Yes.
You've ate a lot of Barbacoa flavored beef noodles.
Yeah, I love Barbacoa. It's so good. And so I feel like since we got red at the end and there's 2 reds, we go red, green, red.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
So the first one
is the Rojo.
At least grab you a stack, because you got to stack Pringles to get the full flavor. This could also be a mistake, because if these are really spicy and we are taking a full bit, oh god,
that smells spicy. I'm taking a 4-stack.
A 4-stack?
Yeah.
I guess I'll go with a 4-stack too here,
because they smell them. Smell the can.
I can from here.
No, like put your nose up to it. Like it kind of burn a little bit.
That's watery in there now.
Yep.
All right. Well, these are.
I'm gonna go a stack of 2, stack of 2.
I'm gonna full 4-stack it. Full 4-stack it.
Okay.
You got a full 4-stack it. Okay. That's how you eat Pringles, Tiny.
Well.
First we feast. Hot Ones presents.
Hold on. We got to ask each other a question. So
Tiny, whenever you used to carry
you
around.
You got to answer the question too.
I will.
Okay.
Whenever you used to carry around that fan in high school, did it make you feel cool as well as keep you cool?
I knew I looked like a weirdo, but I did not care because I felt cool with it plugged in.
Cool.
How did you feel about me carrying the fan? I don't know.
Yeah, look, see what you did? You couldn't even... I thought you were majestic because your hair used to be down to your shoulders and flowing in the wind that you created from your fan that you had a prescription for.
Because my doctor was also my friend.
All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3.
It tastes good.
Oh, got some warm.
Yeah, if you're a store-bought chip, it's pretty hot. Like it builds.
Still building.
Mm-hmm.
That's delicious, though.
Oh, yeah. It's tasty.
All right, let's... And it's gone.
I still feel it a little bit.
That's one of those that's got that extra spicy talkie level to where it's going to... Okay.
Okay.
Let's do a cleanser real quick, because you did bring our neighbors from up north's favorite drink.
Cananidadree.
Cananidadree.
Zero
sugar.
Which we've also not tried.
Ginger is what they use for palate cleansers and sushi. And digestive.
Ooh, that's good. I think I like the. I typically like the zeros better than the full sugars.
I could chug like 7 of those.
Yeah, that's fucking.
I could chug like 7 of
That's
those.
delicious.
That's delicious. Zero sugar Canada Dry.
Mhm.
Yo!
I also saw there was the zero sugar burners, but I was like,
No.
kind of want the bottle.
No. Schweppes.
I did. They didn't have a zero in Schweppes.
Schweppes is dope. I could just remember Zach Galifianakis screaming, I said Schweppes!
My lips are still a little tingy.
My tongue's buzzy.
Yeah, just like the tip.
My tongue is buzzy.
Tip of the tongue and like the corner of the mouth.
Okay. So 4 stack.
Yep.
4 stack. I dropped a crumb on my black shirt. I picked it up from a black shirt. There's not any dust on that. It was just a potato crumb. Okay, here's that to go next to the other.
Okay.
Oh, boy. That crumb actually did have flavor. Anyway, wait.
I kind of tasted it just getting it close to my face like that. They're pungent.
Tiny, if you had to choose between your beard growing longer than it does by at least having a terminal length of about a foot,
Okay.
or being able to grow your hair back.
So either having terminal length like here or being able to grow hair back, which would I rather have?
Yes.
My hair back, bro.
You sure?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Imagine that terminal length with a still, like, shaven head, though.
Because I feel like I'd look good in a pompadour. Not like the super, like, greasy looking one, but like the kind of a natural pomp.
Yeah, I get that. I used to try to rock that before my hair decided that it didn't want to do that anymore, and now my hair divides in the middle like a Zachary Ty Bryan thing from
the time
90s.
that I decided to try that, that's pretty close to the time I realized that's impossible.
Well,
maybe one day I can get hair transplants. That'd be dope.
I mean, I don't think I
do not need hair on my back or ass.
I'm not above
or even in my grundle.
Thinking that a person could get a toupee that looks dope nowadays. That's not like those old rugs.
Yeah, but I can't stand to wear a hat, much less
a second skin on your head.
Wig, yeah.
Okay, got one for me.
Well, we were supposed to ask a question where we could both answer the same question.
I thought I was gonna ask you a question, and you were gonna respond, and you were gonna ask me a question. I was gonna respond.
Would you rather have a 5-pound left nut or a 3-pound right nut? There you go.
Here we go. We're gonna eat a 4-stack Big Nut.
Go. They're both big.
What's up? Call me Big Nut. That's my band name. 1, 2, 3.
Those are immediately hotter than the red. But the taste is very jalapeno-y.
Yeah, very smoky jalapeno-y.
Straight like jalapeno.
Nosy with that jalapeno spice. Those are delicious. That heat went away quicker.
Yeah.
That was more up front, right in the nose heat.
Yep, it was a quick punch and then a gone.
Ah, those are delicious.
Yeah.
Those tasted like pepper poppers.
Kind
of. Oh, boy. I love that.
I think these are going to be the best. At least I hope they are.
5-stack.
I'm going straight 6.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. Go big. Let me get a nose.
Ooh, smell good.
All right.
I don't know why I got to. Ooh. I don't know why I got down in like the sexual zone.
Here we go. All right. So if you could bring back one actor from the past that has passed away to play one final movie, who would that be, and what kind of movie would they be in?
Be Robin Williams, obviously. And I would say like a feel-good style comedy. Maybe something that deals a little bit with death and how that's okay. Kind of like a Patch Adams, but not Patch Adams. Because he does really good at that.
That was the perfect answer, I think.
I don't think there's a better answer.
That actually made me want to cry a little bit. Because that makes me sad thinking that knowing that we could never have that. Why did I even ask a
I know.
question like that? With that as an answer.
Now I really want to watch Patch Adams.
6 stack. That's a lot.
Hold on. So if you was to own a private island, would you rather have a windmill, like an old-timey windmill, or a lighthouse?
Lighthouse.
Why?
Because
Don't Stanley Hudson me either. We're talking like old school, like.
I know. One of the properties that I've looked at in Scotland is a lighthouse that needs somebody to watch over it and keep it up. Lighthouse. I
mean, they're both valid answers.
I could show you the pictures later, though. The only thing that I dislike about it is the light heat, like the housekeeper's house. Like,
Gotcha. But I mean, one of them old timey windmills would be cool too.
It would be, but
mill your wind,
but there's
electricity.
I've seen way too many horror movies that involve that, as opposed to like 1 or 2 that have been a lighthouse. So it weighs out heavier on lighthouses side for me for practical scenarios. 6?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
I think I was right. And definitely the best one. And the least hot.
That is the mildest one.
Mm-hmm.
Hit me with those first ones again. I want that big heat. I want some more of that big heat right here.
Well, those are more of a creeper heat.
Yeah.
Where the green I feel feels a little hotter because it's more of an immediate heat.
And those are the other ones.
These are just straight chill. They're all really good though. And they're only $2 a can.
You know,
if there was to be a place to carry Pringles where there's typically no Pringles, I would say the hot ones would be a cool Pringles to have.
You think? Yeah. Or what about a place that typically would never carry something like Pringles, and then all of a sudden they started appearing on the shelves?
Mm-hmm. I'm just saying.
You think an additional to the Pringles that already exist would be the Hot Ones Pringles? You think that would be awesome?
That would be.
Yeah. That could also.
Do you know how many more of these I would eat?
That doesn't help profit margins.
It helps my margin. What other? Well, I mean, there's no other snacks.
That's true. We tapped right now.
I had a can of the blue.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember what those are. And then I had like a 2-stack of the red foie gras ones, and I went, Marmite, gross.
It does kind of remind me of Marmite a little bit.
I didn't open that one, but I ate the other can.
The flavor,
it was aight.
The ones that were the buttered truffle mashed potatoes, those disappeared the quickest. I think of my rankings for these as far as flavors go, I think most people could handle the heat of the Burria ones.
Barbacoa.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Shit.
I think they have the best flavor.
I think that the first ones we tried, the Rojo, I think those are the spiciest chips I might have eaten, except for like the one chip.
Yeah,
because I did that just to do it. But this had flavor. The other one didn't.
Yep.
The middle ones, though, the jalapeno poppers, those are like a real quick, like, pow. Mm-hmm. Oh, shit. Yeah, that's like Step Brothers.
Yeah, it's like you're playing with your brother and you accidentally hit him. You go, oh, God, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's like Rob Riggles. Like, okay, yeah. The middle one is most definitely the Rob Riggles of potato chips. Because it'll hit you with that pow, pow.
Yep.
So, you know what else hits you with that, though?
What?
Check inside that real tall bottle there. See if it makes it, like, just crack the top of it real quick. It's a Dave Fun!
Tales of nerds and lore. 3 best friends on a podcast line.
Hi, everyone. I'm Austin Tiny Zent.
And I'm Tiny, and the gas station that doesn't render is rendering less and less every day.
And we are Nerd It Through the Grapevine, the podcast where your best friends gather weekly to talk about our favorite parts of past, present, and future nerd culture. This week, we're going to talk about some stuff. About the stuff that's going to be kind of revolving around something we had mentioned in the first little bit there. Robin Williams was kind of one of the things that was brought into the picture here whenever Tiny was discussing wanting to do a topic like what we're talking about today. It's actors that are predominantly known for certain types of roles that step out of those roles and just
do something completely different.
Yeah. And they succeed a lot of times. Like a lot of but they succeed in ways that like get you all warpy.
Yeah. Well, Robin Williams had one of the trippiest ones. He did two like serious dark style movies. One of them I think was supposed to be kind of like a dark comedy, but it just come off as creepy. It was 1 Hour Photo, and then he did Insomnia. They were both in 2002. Because, he's known for all these comedy movies and like family friendly Disney style movies, because he was the genie in Aladdin.
Yep.
And now he's this creepy guy that works at a picture developing place, which kids back in the day, jingle, 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 like the back rooms, back in the day, you would get a camera and take pictures and then take the film or the entirety of the camera.
Sometimes you would just take the whole camera.
Yeah, it depends on how much you spent.
We called those disposable cameras. You just took the whole camera and gave them the camera, and that was your roll of film.
Exactly.
You never got that camera back.
And then you don't. And then they hand you a packet of all the pictures, and for some reason the negatives.
Yeah, just in case you wanted to get them reprinted.
I don't know.
In a different size.
Can you actually do that after they've been exposed like that?
Yeah, that's why they gave you negatives.
Oh, I thought it was just in case you had a picture of your Huang.
No, they gave you pictures of your negatives so you can go and get them redeveloped, and that's how they made like posters and such. You'd have to get
that never happened in my house.
You'd have to start with one of those picture negatives, and you'd take it to a developer. You say, I want it made into this, and they say, okay, see you in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Now, anything besides standard photos. Now, standard photos could be manufactured in those 1 hour photo places. Yes. Now, that was quick turnaround. You guys don't, like...
It wasn't always actually an hour.
Children, you don't understand how awesome it was when 1 hour photos started actually, like, being quick.
Well, I mean...
Because Walmart and Sparta had a photo center, but they were not quick.
No. Well, see, here's what would be kind of weird, okay? Because you know how now... I mean, the ladies know more than we do. Ladies get, like, dick pics. Can you imagine like your dad having to take one of those? Like he's got to sit there with the camera, prop it up, and somehow hit it with like a toe or a stick or something to get this picture. To take that camera or film all the way down to the store after he's made sure to use the entirety of the roll. Get that picture developed, knowing whoever's developing the pictures is gonna see it, and then fishing it out of the pack and then giving it to your mom.
I just don't...
Can you imagine the process of that?
Hey, Patty, I'll sneak something in there extra to those photo stacks for you. I hate you, Tiny. That makes me real sick to my stomach.
Yeah.
That makes me feel real gross as a person.
But can you imagine us having to do that now instead of just like, I'm taking it with my phone and then I send it now?
No, because I can't honestly imagine
how exponentially worse is that whole scenario that I painted.
Oh, it's even
worse
worse.
Now.
It's so bad. It's so bad because you can't even like adjust things. You can't zoom things.
No.
Like to get.
You can't make sure the lighting's right so it looks flattering.
Like you can't adjust a zoom on one of those cameras. You know how you adjusted the zoom? You got closer.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, well, how do you zoom in? Walk towards it.
Yeah. So it's either you're risking taking a bad picture, or you have to get a friend who's willing to help.
Oh, no.
Which would be even worse than just, like, I guess I'm going to take 4 or 5, turn different directions, so maybe one of them will be good.
I don't, that is a creepy thought, just to say, because also, like, that's like evidence.
Yeah.
Like that now you've created evidence. Once you got naked photos on like made photos, that's evidence. Like that it becomes evidence. And later on, never have I ever watched something involving perversion, murder, rape that didn't involve finding naked Polaroid pictures that were developed.
Yeah.
Like that always
Polaroid's something totally different.
No, oh yeah. Well, I'm not talking about just like the normal Polaroids used to be the cameras.
Brand.
Now they came out with a self-developing camera.
Well, they know what a Polaroid is now because they're back anyway.
Yes,
and
they've
now it's
brought
a cool retro thing to do.
Yeah, and by the way, you don't have to shake them to develop them. That actually is bad for it.
Yep.
Just be patient. Let it sit. I know that every form of media you've ever seen has you go snip.
Well, not only that,
fucka.
Well, not only that was part of their advertising. Shake it like a Polaroid picture. They used to be in the commercials.
That was on a song. I don't remember it being in a commercial.
Yeah, it was on their commercials because I saw it on TV.
That's so stupid. That's like Subway being offended that we eat an entire foot long. Like, why? Like, we're wrecking our bodies because of what you
know. I didn't know.
And then we're wrecking pictures because of what you said. Like, it's. That's my rage noise. In case you want to hear it, that's that I've resulted because I stopped screaming here recently because I started hurting my own eyes. So, so I just started getting like magic hands whenever I get like so frustrated I'm trying to fire.
Yeah.
So I get magic hands and I'll just. It keeps me from yelling. The volume of my voice doesn't need to get to a certain point and stay at a certain point. Oh,
so the 1 hour photo. I'm just going to read you the
tell me about it because I've never seen 1 hour photo.
Oh, you haven't?
No, I got creeped out just by the trailer for it.
Okay.
Like I can remember being in, I forget what movie it was because it was in a movie trailer in the movies that Robin Williams was coming out in a movie, but it's like, this looks really creepy.
It is.
So it was like 2002. I mean, I don't what would I even be watching at that point? Anyway, keep going.
Okay, so a lonely photo technician named Cy Parrish works at a 1 hour photo lab inside of a big box store. On the surface, he seems polite and mild-mannered, but he becomes obsessed with a seemingly perfect suburban family whose film he develops regularly. As his fixation grows, Cy begins to blur the lines between customer and family, creeping further into their lives. What starts as a quiet admiration turns into unsettling, revealing how dangerous isolation and obsession can become. So it's basically he becomes stalkery and develops like this like almost like a parasocial relationship.
That's creepy because that's literally what everybody does for fun now on Facebook.
Yeah, except his was worse. Like he started like editing himself in their pictures and keeping them for him,
like Michael Scott.
Keeping even worse, and then putting them in his house like they're his family. Then he finds out where they live, actually goes in there and like wears the dad's clothes, sits on the couch, watches TV, like that part's in the trailer. Takes like a full-on nudie bath in the bathtub, like just like it's his house, but he's like got that slow creepiness to like all the actions, which makes it so much worse when you're watching it. It's not like, oh, this is normal. He's like, he knows it's wrong, and so you can see it in his body, but he's doing it because he likes it. And I think he like jerks off on the couch too, but I don't remember that part 100%.
Because those were extra defining roles for him because they were in a thriller horror style genre, as opposed to like a dramatic role. Because he was a dramatic and comedic actor. Because he did dramatic roles pretty well. Like,
yeah, he also did some slapstick and stuff.
Yeah,
because it was kind of a slow progression because he did a couple of like kind of dramatic, like almost family style movies.
What, like Awakening? Did you ever see that?
I did not.
That was with him and Robert De Niro.
I also didn't see Bicentennial Man, which I heard is amazing.
Don't, not now. It makes it even worse.
Because he's passed on.
Oh yeah.
I still want to watch it.
It is a wonderful movie.
Yeah, that's what I've heard because he was such a good actor. He was my mom's favorite actor, and he's one of my favorite actors because like always makes you happy to watch him.
There will be another
except for the few that it doesn't.
There will never be another Robin Williams.
No, absolutely not.
I mean, and also his comedy was just like, I'm not even talking about like movies. I'm talking like just his comedy was so off the cuff. I don't think he was rehearsing things. I think he had talking points in his head. And he said, "Let's see where this will rabbit to."
Oh yeah,
like let's see where this will squirrel off to. Like whenever he was talking about golf, I loved his bit on golf. He's like, golf was invented in Scotland. They're just a bunch of hills and wind. A bunch of hills and wind. What are you going to do? I'm going to take this club and I'm going to whack this bull, trying to get it in the golfer hole over there.
Yeah, that was in one of his stand-ups.
Yes, I loved his stand-ups.
Was it the one where he was wearing like the flowy red Hawaiian shirt?
Yes,
I think it was that one.
Yes, it was, and
that one I think is.
Well, what if you miss? Well, you're going to feel like you had a stroke, so we're going to call it a stroke.
He said something like they bring in there. We're gonna have somebody bring you beer.
And what are we gonna do after the 18th hole? We go to the 19th hole and get smashed. Oh, he was a goober.
Yep.
But I mean, another person too that was in a predominantly like comedic role that then jumped into some what the hell kind of movies. Like you got Jim Carrey.
Oh yeah, Truman Show and Spotless Mind.
Yes,
Yep.
Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
I never did
me
see
up.
that one.
Fucked me up.
Now, is that the one where the guy's like memory gets wiped or something? Like,
No.
repeatedly, or
It's one of those things like it's he wants to forget about a girl because a girl has forgotten about him, and it's just a sad like.
I thought that was like a memory wipe thing that occurred. Like
it is, but it's
had
like
a targeted thing removed.
It is, but it's like one of those like benefit from not having the trauma that's weighed you down so much because that no longer exists in your memory for you to linger on.
Mm-hmm.
So in order to fully let her go, he gets his memory wiped. But it's like a slow progression of him reliving all the good memories that they had, but then being taken away from him, like he's trying to fight to hold on to him, kind of deal. Dude, that can't. Ooh.
So like he chose it, and then he was like, "No, wait, this is a bad idea," but it was already happening.
Yeah,
that sucks.
Yeah, yeah. He also did a movie that was a horror movie called The Number 23.
Oh yeah, dude, 23 was so good. It's one of my favorite scaries.
Like, and that's also one of those like for a little while after watching 23,
everything's fucking 23.
Everything was 23, and I didn't like it. And oddly enough, too, Jim Carrey has became in the more modern days more of like less of like because it's not like super religious stuff that he talks about. It's more of like open, universal, conceptual stuff that he speaks on. And it's like he'll be talking about stuff and he'll be dead serious about it, and people are expecting him to be like a Jim Carrey slapstick, and he's like,
"Well, no." And now he's like a surrealist painter.
He's taken a step away from the caricature that he was of Jim Carrey, and he's actually being himself now.
He's basically just like a big hippie.
As one should be. Same thing with Kevin Bacon. Kevin Bacon just sits around and paints coos.
Paints coos?
Highland cows.
Oh, cows.
I
didn't know that.
Yeah. My wife watches his TikTok sometimes. She's like, "Hey, here's Kevin with more coos."
Gotcha.
But the Truman Show was a trippy movie too, but it was also like a really good dramatic
most
movie.
People hate that movie.
Why? Who is most people?
I've heard a lot of people say, "Oh, I don't like the Truman Show."
Why? Because
I think they don't understand the Truman Show.
Tell me why they don't understand the Truman Show, Tiny.
How was that funny?
No, I just want to. No, I was just saying. Tell me how they don't understand the Truman Show.
Well, it's like
it is.
I think they're expecting him to be in like this funny thing because it starts off kind of comedic.
Like it could
Everything is set almost like the 50s, but a little different.
Real Mayberry-ish.
Yeah, real super Mayberry-ish. Like the clothes are goofy, and he's a baby that's adopted by a TV company, and I think most people think it's just a bad comedy and not actually just something fucking awful that's happened to this guy. You know, it's supposed to have some comedic relief, but it's not supposed to be a comedy. And I think that's where the disconnect happens for a lot of people. because it's like he grew up, essentially, to put it in layman's terms, he grew up in a matrix, and then he found out he was living in the matrix, and at the end he gets out of the matrix.
He got to escape the matrix. And in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
Mhm.
The movie itself was very, it was almost like an introspect, like are we living our lives like Truman? Like, are we like, is this all one big setup? Like, there were a lot of people that were going through problems after the Truman Show was released, because they were like thinking about it, like, is that all it is? Are we all just one big experiment? Are we like rats in a cage? What's happening here?
Well, it also gives you this real it's not exponential, existential crisis feeling, because you're sitting there and you're like, just like Truman, he wanted to go to Fiji.
Mm-hmm.
Why Fiji? I don't know.
He heard about Fiji once.
And he was like, it would be so cool to go there. It's going to be beautiful and amazing. And every time he mentioned it, oh, why would you want to go to Fiji? Like when he was in elementary school.
Oh, Truman, don't be silly.
Yeah.
Why Fiji?
Yeah. Why would you ever want to leave this island we live on?
Then has everything you need here.
Exactly. Like anytime he mentioned leaving, there was always people and something to deter him. And so he's just stuck in this rut. And as you're watching it, you start to see the patterns in your own life.
Mm-hmm.
And especially if you've been in the garden and you're like, that's what I'm doing every day?
Yeah.
I'm Trumaning? Why am I not going to Fiji?
Yeah, because he's got
in our lives, we're the only ones that are stopping us from going to Fiji.
Like the product placement things too.
Yeah.
Like and the way that he would just like walk on, like,
Truman, have you tried these new Hot Ones Pringles that I found at the store?
They're only $2 a can.
They're only $2 a can, and smell the freshness.
Yeah, it was kind of one of those, like, all the time from his wife. And
once he clued in, he was like,
"What's this even about?"
Okay. Like, he was so confused. And then the weird kind of fatherly relationship the producer had with him, that literally he just tried to murder the man.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, Truman, if you really want to get out, there's the door, After he literally sent this horrible storm and waves and stuff to the boat he was on, trying to murder him, because he's like, I would rather him die than get out of here.
Yeah, you can't lose the asset.
Yeah.
If I lose the asset, then what's this all been for?
He was like, well, I might as well get as much ratings out of it as I can.
Because you might as well crank the story that he was trying to sail out to sea and he died in a horrific storm.
Yeah, but everybody knew he was in an enclosed studio, except for Truman.
Yep.
And so it's like, they know that the weather in there is being controlled, and they would know that the guy murdered him. So after all of that said and done, he's standing on the sky stairs, and the producer guy is sitting there with an iPad, essentially, which did not exist at the time.
Did not.
So he has a tablet. I don't know what made him think of that, but he's sitting there with a tablet, and he was like, Truman, give me a little echo.
I got you, boo.
Truman.
God?
Don't leave. I built this world for you. There's nothing good outside that door. Truman, I've watched you grow up. I've watched you take your first steps.
And in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Deuces. And Truman's out. The thing that screwed me up a little bit in that movie was the fact that his dad was taken away from him at a very young age.
Yeah.
Because his father was trying to tell him that he was trapped.
There was a lot of people trying to tell him.
Like all throughout.
There'd be people breaking in, and as a kid, he's just like, whatever. And then his dad started to realize how messed up of a situation this is.
Yep.
And they're like, well, we're just going to write him out of the script. So, and also, this is going to be a good way to deter him from wanting to go to Fiji. Let's make him afraid of the boat and the ocean and everything. His dad's going to die at sea.
Dad died at sea. And then that girl he fell in love with, instead of the main plot point character girl he was supposed to marry.
Yep.
and then she ended up being a sympathizer with the cause
Well,
of
she ended up kind of falling in love with him after one date. They had like an instant like love thing,
and that's what he followed. He followed her love.
Yeah.
Like, she was the central focal point of what was driving Truman to want to get out of wherever he was at. He didn't even know there was anything wrong with the place. He just knew he had to get out of there because he had to get to her. He was seeing so much of her in his memory. He was like collaging her face.
Yeah. Well, not only that,
from different bits of whatever.
She
like
was the
rappers.
only genuine thing in his entire life, including his best friend. Like, she was the only genuine person he ever met, because everybody else, which she was an actor too, but she was just like, I'm not gonna play along. And so he felt that realness and was so attracted to her that he never let her go.
Yeah.
And so at the end, I think in his head, he was thinking, maybe I can find that girl. And the whole time, like, she's watching, like, she calls in at an interview with the producer and everything. And so as soon as she sees him leave, she goes running down the stairs. She's like, I'm going to go get my man. So of any movie that they were going to make a sequel to, I would love to see a Truman Show sequel.
It's just it's one of those to be left to the ether kind of situations. Yeah. And I'm glad that some movies get left that way. Cause
I do too. Like, it doesn't need one, but of all the shitty movies that they've made sequels to for no reason, why didn't you do the Truman Show? Because you could actually see him struggle in real day-to-day life and see what that's like. Because I think that would be a cool thing too, to show the results of what happened to him, the experiment that happened to him as a child. Because you know that the outside world had to have been way different than his little perfect Mayberry-esque bubble.
And then at the very end, when his friends trying to like convince him not to go off, oh, hey Truman, why don't you just come have a couple beers? You know, we'll talk it out.
Yeah.
And then he's part of a hunting party to try to track him down. Then out of nowhere, here comes Truman's dad again. Truman, it's me, it's Dad. I'm back.
Well, no, that happened a little earlier, because the dad broke in at one point and he looked like a bum.
Yeah.
And which there's no bums here.
No.
And so he looked at him and he was like, Dad? And then security tackles him and they drag him out and everything. And then after he starts questioning everything so much more. And then they're like, okay, so he keeps bringing up his dad. So let's just bring his dad back and we'll just say he had amnesia for 20 years. That's why he was gone.
Yeah.
So he comes back. He's only been back like a few days. And Truman's like, fuck this, I'm out. His first out was, I'm going to go to Fiji. That's where he's going. He's going to Fiji. He's like, I'm tired of living in this rut. That's where I'm going.
I get it.
Since I can't fly there, I'm gonna steal this sailboat, or maybe it was the sailboat that his dad owned. We're not sure.
I think it was just a little dinghy, like a little dinghy.
Well, it was a little sailboat.
Yeah,
you know, like it didn't have a downstairs. It just had like a little deck. It was something just take out on the lake and just goof off with.
Yeah.
And he's sailing on what he thinks is the open ocean because, by George, I'm going to Fiji. I can't fly there. I can't everything else. Because he also tried to take a train to Chicago. I forgot about that part. Don't know why. But he was like, anything I can do to get out. Like, and the guy that was supposed to drive the bus, basically he sat there and just ground the gears in the transmission until the bus broke.
Yep.
Just everything to sabotage his leaving they did. It was like he was a prisoner. They was trying to keep him in that cage. And so he kind of spiraled, like his wife left him. So like, maybe if we make him real sad, he'll stop questioning things. He'll just be depressed for a while. We can always have her forgive him and come back or whatever. And so his buddy comes over, cause they're like, well, he fell asleep in the basement. That's weird. And it was like, why didn't you tell us? Because he's acting bizarre. And it was like, well, we didn't think about it. So he had somehow managed to fashion a Christmas ornament to look like him sleeping, and he's GTFO'd. He's out on the boat, but they ain't figured that out yet.
Yeah, because he escaped.
And that's when the hunting parties happen.
Because he escapes through an underground tunnel system that he had made.
Yes.
In the like where the sprinkler system and stuff was, right? Something like that.
Yes. Well, it was kind of like under a fence,
yeah,
kind of thing. And it was like he was gone. He's like, I don't know why everything is trying to trap me, so I have to sneak out. I think that's the only way it's going to happen. And it was the only way that he managed to succeed in getting out.
Oh, because at that point he was sleeping in the basement.
Yeah. because his wife left. That's just where he was.
That's where he was depressed.
Yeah,
for the cameras that he thought he didn't know were there.
right. And I think that's when he started digging. Is when he started sleeping down there. But that's arbitrary. We don't know that, and it's just so bizarre.
Thanks for joining us, everyone. If you want a little bit of extra grapes, all you got to do is get onto the TikTok. There's some shorts on there highlighting some of our funnies that we've had along the way. I'm the only one on TikTok a lot of times, just doom scrolling and just carrying on, so that's why it's on my TikTok. So if you want to get on there, look up austin.shazam.phi on TikTok. You'll be able to find all the grape reels on there, as well as getting onto our Patreon for some extra squeeze. For $5 a month, you will have an extended episode that is uncut directly from record button to record button. No shenanigans are left out. If you get on the $10 tier of our Patreon, you get the uncut video as well, along with special videos and special segments that we do just for the $10 tier. Get on there, get all of our extra content, help support the podcast, and we would appreciate it greatly.
That's my peanut butter.
Have you ever been sitting in your car listening to us and you go, I wonder what these two chuckleheads look like while they're, laughing hysterically, or I just really want to see their reaction? Get on YouTube. You can see that there. The video releases every Friday. I mean, it's not uncut like, if you was on the Patreon, but you still get to see. And then if you scroll down to the description, you look there, there's a link that'll take you over to the Discord. We call that the Backyard Bonanza. You can talk to us directly. We're on there live, uncut, uncensored, and irrevocably circumcised.
Steve Carell has been in a few serious things.
Not seen any of those, but I've heard good things.
After I saw one Steve Carell series, I saw a different Steve Carell series. Oh, get you another stack of them. That crunchy goodness Pringle can, hot one spice light up your glands. I don't know.
Not your glands.
Your glands, light them up.
With a D? Ones. Gland with a D?
Gland with a D.
Okay.
Yeah. So the Steve Carell, you know him from his comedic stuff. You know him from The Office, being Michael Scott. You know him from the 40-Year-Old Virgin. Kelly Clarkson. You know all the Evan Almighties, the goofies, the funnies. Hell, he was I don't know what they're referred to as on the Colbert Report, but they're like anchors kind of deal.
Oh, he was on there?
Yeah, he was. I
didn't know that.
It was either that or the Daily Show.
It was the Colbert Report.
Yeah, yes, fancy it.
He also had a book, I Am American, So Can You.
Dane had that book. But Steve Carell, like, it was always funny and all this other stuff. But then one time, Trudy and Self were scrolling on the Hulu. And on the Hulu, we were like, oh, there's a new Steve Carell series out. It's called The Patient. Like, what's this about? It's like, that's a thriller? What's Steve Carell doing in a thriller? Okay, let's watch it. One of the most, like, fucked up serial killer shows I've ever seen.
Was it Foxcatcher or Beautiful Boy?
Neither. It was called The Patient. I've not seen either Foxcatcher or Beautiful Boy.
Oh, okay.
So, based off of what I've seen him in, he's pretty dynamic as an actor goes, because he played a therapist in this movie named Alan Strauss. And Alan has gone through the loss of his wife from illness. He's a Jewish individual that is not really super tight to the religion, but his son has now got into the Orthodox Judaism, to where he's like the strictest you can be about stuff, and he's like having disconnect with his family. He's going through a bunch of stuff. And he also has a patient come and see him named Sam. And Sam has urges and tendencies that he was talking to him about, and he was just trying to see the way the doctor would, what do you think about this? What do I need to do? Mm-hmm. I'm having these urges, I just feel so angry that I need to put somebody in their place, that I feel like I might harm them. And he's like, well, that's understandable to have pent up rage and aggression, and there's nothing to be ashamed of about being aggressive or having rage. He said that's something that's natural within us as humans. So that reaction from him made this man then cling to him, and Sam is actually a serial killer.
Huh.
And he abducts him, chloroforms him, all this other stuff, like drags him to his mother's house, Sam's mother's house, and locks him in the basement, chained to a pipe.
Yeah, that's not cool, man.
And he's left with just a pipe and a bed and a piss jar. And yeah, so basically,
I don't like that.
He's going through the entire series.
I don't like that at all.
Chained in this serial killer's basement, trying to still be his therapist and trying to psychiatry his way out of the situation by trying to slowly help this man.
Wow.
Meanwhile, this man is such a weird, complex serial killer style character, and his feel-good music is Kenny Chesney.
Oh, man. Is this a TV show or a movie?
TV show. It's a series. It's on Hulu called The Patient. It came out in 2022.
Okay.
And so at one point, Dr. Strauss is talking to Sam, and he's like, Sam, just think about how Kenny Chesney makes you feel. You know, how does it feel whenever he's singing about those tractors? And he's like, I just feel real good. You know, it's like he gets me. It's
so weird.
It is such a weird, screwed up movie. Like it feels like a movie because we were on a week by week release basis with this.
Oh, gross.
So it's all out now. But if you want to watch it, it's on the Disney Plus Hulu stuffs. The second thing that I've watched with him that was in a dramatic role was called Mountainhead. And Mountainhead is a kind of a diverse group of tech billionaires.
Oh, yeah, you told me about that one.
Gather on the peak of a mountain where one of them has built basically a facility.
Mm-hmm.
It's a house, but it's called Mountainhead, which is it's almost like a fortress. Like it's got 20 levels
like
to
those
it.
Like YouTube gamer compounds.
Yeah, it's basically a compound. There we go. Big compound in the mountain. Where all these tech billionaires are gathering meanwhile the world is burning and they're all watching on their phones. And just seeing Steve Carell, what he's doing is his character has got an aggressive form of cancer that he's worth $50-something billion. So he's like, no, I'm not even worried about it. They say that it's not curable, but that's just them talking. He's a lousy doctor anyway. I've never met a doctor more incompetent than him. We'll have to go to somebody different. And that's just that's what he's going through. And what he's wanting to do is get his consciousness uploaded into the digital space.
Yeah.
Like that's like rich person next level is getting your consciousness uploaded into the digital space and being able to exist within the digital space.
Because in theory, at that point, you would live forever.
Because then this richest billionaire that's within the group that is making money off of AI and tech that is left uncontrolled and is now making global empires fall because there's false AI recordings of senators and all this stuff, all these crazy things that are happening throughout the world because of what this man's AI has done. And he almost seems like an Elon Musk stylized character just by the way they did his mannerisms and everything, and the way that he his child interaction whenever his child comes to visit. You can see what they're aiming at with that focus. And then you got this other guy in there that is a billionaire that's growing more and more wealthy by the day because he has the only AI security system that is designed to pick out other designed AIs and tell you what is artificial and what is a real video. So the cure for what the other man has caused, the other dude is profiting fold over fold of his money just in the days they're all hanging out in the Mountainhead.
Basically, he fought fire with a bigger fire.
He fought fire with a bigger fire, and the way he can end it would be selling his company and his AI to the guy who had the other company so people could click, show me what's real. That's as easy as it would be. But since he's raking in the money, he just decides not to sell. So then they try to kill him. So all these super intelligent people. By the way, Steve Carell's character in this movie has a 200 IQ.
Okay.
He had to be taught how to curse.
Well, I think what 200 is like the top end. Like it doesn't go higher than that. I think.
No,
I think that's like the highest number you can get.
Like one of the smartest men on the planet, and he had to be taught how to carry on civil conversation and how to even cuss to be able to like seem like normal.
Yeah.
So whenever he gets into rage modes where he's actually cussing and he's mad, you can see like that hyper intellect rage going on to where now this is just a word that's coming out that's a computer error. Because he realizes he's done it after he's yelled fuck like at you for like 10 seconds straight, and then he kind of like shakes his head and he goes, honestly, if you've not watched Mountainhead and you want to see a good little extra fictitious kind of like twist on the billionaire thing, that's a good movie to watch because it kind of handles a lot of different aspects of like kind of like playing on the people's fear of billionaires kind of deal.
Yeah.
Like, and how there's a Discord, link in the description, with the idea of there even being billionaires, because they don't actually go to work kind of deal.
Well, it's like once you accrue a certain amount of wealth, it's not real money. It's all on paper.
No.
And at that point, it's not real money.
And
they could never go to their bank and withdraw all that.
And
it does not exist.
Keep in mind, millionaires still have to work for what they got. Like that, I think a lot of people confuse that too. Like billionaires, they're not as much on that, but millionaires, a lot of those still have to work for what they're doing. Like a lot of musicians, like if they stay in that range, like yes, they're millionaires, but if they do something that's bad and they get rights or anything taken away,
it also depends on what business you're in. It like musicians, like the one from Kiss.
Gene
Simmons, like he became the businessman.
Oh yeah,
he owns Kiss, like that's
branding.
Yeah, branded.
He was the branding guy. Him and Paul Stanley both had master's degrees in business, and they started Kiss as a project.
Yep.
Like that's lore. That might not be accurate, but I think that's in the lore.
Well, I mean, like his show shows you that it became less about making the music and more about
merchandise.
What
can we put our faces on?
What am I putting my face on? The image of Kiss. They became more of that. So it's a different kind of work.
Paul Stanley said on a VH1 interview one time, and I'll never forget this when I heard it. He said, because he has a little bit more of kind of one of those kind of voices right here whenever Paul Stanley's talking. And Paul Stanley said,
"Isn't he dead now?"
No, he's still alive. He's still.
Oh, is he? Okay. He's just not out in the public.
He'd probably kick my ass for me having a voice like this, saying that it sounds like Paul Stanley. But Paul Stanley said, "Well, we've got our faces on everything from Kiss condoms to Kiss coffins, so I guess we're gonna catch them whether they're coming or going."
I mean, not necessarily incorrect.
Yeah, I was like, that's funny.
That is funny.
VH1, you let that slip by. But yeah, that was The Patient, Mountainhead. Those were both very good examples of Steve Carell being able to be something other than like a chucklefuck. Like, I think that's something worth watching. Eddie Murphy also had a movie. Hold on.
Vin Diesel.
Oh, God. What's Vin Diesel done that's not action-y?
Well, he did a couple because he started off as uber action guy, like with the Fast series, with all 47 of those, and then he did a couple of like more family oriented.
Oh, The Pacifier.
It had little action bits, but mainly was just this guy who was a Navy SEAL has to take care of his battle buddy's family.
Mm-hmm.
And like there was some shit that happened with that, but it's like he's having to take care of these kids and change diapers, and he's never done that. And they're like, I can't remember what his rank is. Like, come on, Colonel or whatever. You can change that diaper.
And he also got to beat up the brother from Everybody Loves Raymond.
Yep.
And my personal favorite, The Pacifier.
Yeah. Well, and then after that, he did The Last Witch Hunter, which still action-y, but it's
Fantasy.
fantasy. It's not like real world shit. Like there's magic and there's this whole lore, and he's an immortal, and that's he got into that movie around the same time that he got into D&D.
That movie would have been a lot better if somebody
It's
turned
not
on the
great.
lights.
Yeah.
Like that on my television, I've got to put it on a custom setting to be able to see it well.
You know, and I don't hate the movie. Most of it's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
There's some cheese, but it's a highly decent movie.
Like watching that movie is like watching The Handmaid's Tale as far as like the way that it looks for me. Like I got to take that television's brightness and just sit and hold the button. Hopefully that it's like not throttled out like a Mario Kart, you know, like maybe if I just let off of this, but okay, maybe it'll go up.
Yeah.
So it doesn't work that way on remotes, but you know, you still try. But yeah, it was shot very dark to where it was like, I can't even see some of this stuff going on. Just like the Alien versus Predator movies, like they got so dark. Requiem was in the dark.
I feel like a lot of movies around that time were just shot that way.
Look how dark and dark this is with the darkness. Look how dark it is in the darkness with all of your dark.
I mean, it's kind of like a lot of things that I've seen in people's edited photos are like, what if we just turn the saturation up to 1,000?
Saturated. I want to make
Just-
sure their pores have pores.
Yeah, and then that's all I do to edit the photos.
Turn that definition up as much as you can. I
Yeah.
want them to be granular.
Exactly.
Ooh, that skin looks good and smooth. No, you got sand skin.
Yeah.
Actually, that's some of my photos from back in the metal days actually look like that with the hypercrank saturation and hypercrank.
Yeah, but
definition.
I mean, when you're taking metal photos, it makes sense.
Yeah, because
Not when you're taking photos of this lady in her wedding.
it made me look like less like it was going on like an album or like for an album like promo kind of deal, and it was looking like more like I was in a wrestling promo because I was real jacked.
Because I mean, if you can take an entire wedding worth of photos and turn around in 45 minutes to an hour and edit all of them, that should tell you all you need to know.
Well, you never know. Some people work quicker than others.
Yeah, because you're cranking up saturation
Hey,
and contrast.
Hey, just because McDonald's knows how to make the hamburger doesn't mean I don't know where I was going with that.
I don't know where you was going with that either.
I don't know where I was going with that. I was going to get fast
And I'm not talking about anybody in particular. I'm just saying
Fast
it's a trend
food.
that I've been
It
noticing.
was like a fast food versus like I was going to like a Wagyu burger description, but I don't got time for going into all that because
or how about just Lady Gaga when she got into acting?
dude,
Because she did like weird, like surrealist style music videos to being on American Horror Story and
Yes.
becoming like a horror actress
vampire
and doing a
season.
really good job.
The hotel
was
season
in
was a
Coven?
no, it was hotel. I thought
Okay, yeah, I was about to say
that
I
was the
pretty sure
vampire
it was
season.
Hotel,
Yeah, the vampire season in the hotel.
which Coven was probably one of my favorites.
When when that lady stuck her arms into the fryer on Coven.
Oh yeah,
Oh
I
my!
felt that. I felt
That-
that in my soul.
Because I worked fast food and I know what it's like to
too.
like reach into the fryer because you were like, you know how you got muscle memory and you drop something, I reach
Yep.
for it real quick before it falls, but you black. Ah! Like, golly.
Oh yeah,
Much less
Or
having
you
it
try
feel-
to impress a pretty car hop. Look, I can take my finger and go boop. You see that, baby? Just boop.
Yeah.
That impress you?
Yeah,
Look,
no.
watch.
I can do it longer than that.
Do what?
I can do it longer than that. Watch, see. I'm tough.
Yeah.
I'm tough, right? I'm tough, right? Say I'm tough. Say I'm tough. Yeah, the Coven was freaky. But yeah, Lady Gaga coming out of
Freaking-
music.
Freak Show had some real freaky shit.
I don't like that clown with the.
Twisty.
I don't like that.
Twisty was sad.
Still looked scary.
Oh yeah, of course he was. He was the most terrifying part of the whole thing.
Don't clown good. Don't clown good.
He was also like a half rotten face clown.
Then
He
he-
was also undead.
But then Lady Gaga goes from singing to movies to now singing in movies. She also did that. She went movies. She went singing, movie
what
shows.
movie was she singing in?
The Star is Born,
I've never seen that. I don't know.
the Academy Award-winning movie.
That doesn't mean that I've seen or even heard of it.
Well, don't watch it.
Okay, I probably won't.
I mean, it's a wonderful movie, and you'll probably understand why the hell everybody was singing.
But you just told me not to watch it.
Shallow.
But you just told me not to watch it.
Well, It's kind of depressing. Even though Bradley Cooper literally learned how to play the guitar and went through vocal training to be able to sing better for this movie to portray the actual musician that he was being. He played all the guitar and sang on this movie.
Well,
he had a
Sam
song.
Jackson also did that in Black Snake Moan.
I've never seen that movie.
The premise is weird. However, it's a good movie.
You know,
And he's musical. Did not know how to play the guitar. He learned in a couple of weeks and played and sang in the movie.
in the movie A Star Is Born, one of their songs that they sing together is "Tell me something, girl. Are you happy in this modern world? Who do you?" That song, that song that was going around everywhere for forever.
No.
That song was good in the movie. So if you've not been exposed to that song overly, that's a wonderful song. You'll love it in the movie. It's a very good music
It's been
movie.
years since I've actively listened to the radio
So
or even paid attention to the radio.
Bradley Cooper has a song that did not make it to the radio from the movie called Black Eyes, and that's one of the opening songs of the movie. It's
Of course.
his
Why would he name the song Black Guys?
Black Eyes.
I could have swore you said guys.
Yeah, well,
I
the
was
way
like,
that he
that's weird.
the way that he sings it does kind of sound like Black Eyes. Like seriously, it doesn't sound like Black Eyes. It sounds like Black Eyes. Because he goes, "Black eyes open wide. Now it's time to testify." But it's cool because it's Bradley Cooper actually singing and playing guitar like this really screaming riff is neat to see. But yeah, it is actually a good movie. You can watch it. I'm just saying, I can't tell you what happens, but just kind of be prepared for a little bit of anything.
So, what about John Krasinski?
John Krasinski went from Yim.
To The Quiet Place.
Goodness, that movie
Now-
was sad and scary.
I tried to watch that today. Okay. And I tried to watch that after having a candy apple flavored salad.
Understand. Candy apple. Good salad, apparently.
And the problem was about 10 to 15 minutes into the movie, I was sitting there on the floor with them in a very uncomfortable manner, and I had to watch something else
Yeah.
because it's quiet. Like there's most of the movie is pretty much silent from what I've seen.
And they have a deaf child that doesn't understand the concept of a noise.
Yes,
And a noise can get you killed.
Yes. It was in the 15 minutes is one of the creepiest things I've seen.
Yeah,
I don't even know why the quiet will get you killed or being loud will get you killed. I don't know yet. I'll go back to it.
I won't spoil it.
It wasn't
for you.
for today. I've got part 1 and 2.
I've never seen part 2. Part 1 was good. I mean to see part 2. I kept meaning to, but I think it's fallen off my radar for things to watch.
Yep.
That's-
Or Daniel Radcliffe when he did Swiss Army Man.
Oh my gosh, I was wondering if you were going to mention that. He farted his way across an ocean.
Look, he had a magical boner that pointed north.
It's such a weird movie.
It is
from
such
him-
a weird movie, but for some reason it's kind of heartwarming.
Yeah.
And, because he went from like Harry Potter, which was like a fantasy, but also kind of like serious movies. Like there's some serious, thought provoking themes to the Harry Potter stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then he goes to a movie where he plays a dead guy that his body can be propelled by farts, and his dead man erection points north.
He's a living dead corpse.
And he's being used as basically a Swiss Army knife.
Yeah.
Like his mouth is being used to crack open coconuts, like all things. It's weird.
It's a very weird movie.
And the guy's like obsessed with his chick. It's so fucking weird. Because like he'll have conversations like, "Hey, can you look that way?" And he's like, "Why?" He's like, "Just look that way." He's like, "You're gonna jerk off again, aren't you?" Like, bruh. Like he's toting around this dead man and talking to the dead man.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Absolutely. You know what else is weird?
What?
How quickly we get to the end of episodes. These
Really?
days. Yeah.
That gum.
Yeah, we did it.
Hey,
all the way.
we did it.
Thanks for joining us, everybody. I hope you've enjoyed the sitting and talking and conversating with us over the topic that we chose for this week. If you haven't seen some of the movies that we've talked about or tried some of the chips and flavors in which we've mentioned,
Definitely try the chips.
Definitely try the chips. And also the Canada Dry.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to finish
Unless
that.
you just hate ginger ale.
Yeah, if you don't like ginger ale, I guess what? You're in for a bunch of bad news because that tastes like ginger ale. So, yeah, try the stuff out. You know, maybe one of these days we'll do some branding. We're not good at stuff. You know, Pringles can sponsor us. They got algorithms. Maybe they'll just find us.
Yeah.
Everybody have a good rest of your week. And in case you forgot about it, your butthole might be spicy after all the spices, so I'm going to give you a break with shoving the grapes.
Good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
In your ass.
Yep.
So here's to friends and phantoms bright.